Let's start with the good news. The work from home list. Being in the top five when it's good news. We'll start there. Okay, it's got to take the wins where you can get them. Chaz, break it down. Connecticut work from home. Where do we land on the list? What does the work from home list even mean?
Absolutely. So this is a Wallet Hub article, and obviously, where you live can play a big role in how easy it is to work remotely. And so what they did was they compared the 50 states and the District of Columbia. You'll appreciate that, Byron. They didn't lump DC into a state like most of these do.
Good.
And they used 12 key metrics, and they analyzed factors such as the percentage of people working remotely, internet cost, and cybersecurity, along with home size and household crowding. And so the main findings here, we got a list of all the 50 states, and coming in at number one, Utah. Utah, whenever we do one of these like national reports and we talk about state rankings, best places to live, best economies, Utah is always in the top 3, 4 whenever we do that. So no surprise there. They are coming in at number one with an overall score of 70.07 based off of those 12 factors, with a work environment of 9, but a living environment rank of number one. At number 2, we have Delaware with a score of 67.25, work environment number 4, living environment number 18 there, though. And coming in at number 3, the nutmeg state, Connecticut, with a score of 66.64, with a work environment of 6 and a living environment of 7. Okay, so what they went on to say is that Connecticut is the third best state for working from home with the cheapest internet prices. We do probably have the highest electric prices, but cheapest internet and very high access to broadband internet. Solid internet is essential for working from home. We also have an average home size exceeding 1,950 square feet, which sets it up nicely to be able to have that home office. And currently, 16% of Connecticut's workforce does work from home. But here's the caveat. Nearly 96% of the workforce has the potential to telecommute, meaning their jobs could be conducted remotely. So almost 100% of the population in the state of Connecticut has the opportunity to either do a hybrid model or work remotely when capable.
I mean, it's a little surprising because of the energy costs in Connecticut. The energy costs are absolutely criminal in Connecticut. When you experience energy costs in other states like Florida, you're like, wow, I can have a home 3 times the size of my home in Connecticut and pay a lower electricity bill. It's like mind blowing. And I'm not even using the Connecticut house. So, internet, I don't see a difference in internet costs just going off of my,
I think maybe just reliability. I think if you live in a rural area, like I remember during COVID, I was doing mortgages for people in Vermont, and they were like, had to eliminate a lot of houses they were looking at because they're like, oh, I can't buy a house here. The internet's not good enough. Whereas in Connecticut, it's like pretty much anywhere you go in Connecticut has pretty reliable internet.
One of the factors they did take into account for the living environment was the average retail price of electricity. And that they had these scaled for like single points, double points. This had full weight. And so Connecticut coming in at number 7 there. Maybe our electricity isn't as high as we think it is around the country. But definitely we feel that sticker shock every year when Eversource kicks up those rates. But yeah, I was shocked to see that.
The electrical cost in Connecticut is crazy. It's not a feeling. It is. I mean, maybe we can look it up. Like I said, I mean, I got a 5,000 square foot house in Florida. I have an under 2,000 square foot house in Connecticut. I won't even be using my house in Connecticut. We're down here pumping the AC, and my electrical bill for the month will be higher in Connecticut than the Florida house, which is being used. It makes absolutely no sense. Internet, I don't see much of a difference. The thing about internet, for our office in Connecticut, very expensive. When we put in, fiber, because it was an old building, that was very expensive to run that underground. Because things are always new in a place like Florida, you have a lot of communities. Like what I'm running on right now is fiber, but it was installed ahead of purchase because it was a new development. Yeah, I don't.
So here you go. The average residential electricity rate is for this is nationwide 17.45 cents per kilowatt hour. Okay. Coming in at number one for the highest rate per kilowatt hour, Hawaii, 39.79. Number two, Massachusetts, 31.16. Maine, number three, 30.73. Top five, California, 30.29. Rhode Island, 30.14. And at number seven, Connecticut with 28.3 cents per kilowatt hour. So, number seven on that list.
It's not just that, though. So it's Connecticut also has this, like, I forget what it's called. And I wish we had somebody that knew about this stuff. Some kind of service attachment hookup. Like there's monthly charge. I don't know if it was Blumenthal or one of these morons that struck this deal years ago that cost everybody tons of money. But there's some kind of extra. If you look at your Eversource bill, there's going to be this extra fee, and I'm blowing the name of it. But so, anyways,
it's a service fee for everyone that didn't pay it back during COVID.
No,
no. This was even before that. Yeah,
not the COVID thing.
Here we go. It's called the public benefit charge, which skyrocketed in 2024 to cover uncollected revenue from customers.
No, there's another charge that
there's another one
that I'm thinking of.
Delivery and transmission fees.
Might be delivery. There's some kind of thing they get you with that, even if you're like what I'm talking
there's
about.
More than one thing they get
even
you
if
with.
your lights are off and you're not using your house, you're still getting whacked with a big bill.
Yeah.
All right. So Connecticut lands number 3 on the list. And listen, what I'll say is Connecticut should be high in the work from home, best states for remote work, because it's a heck of a lot better than walking around those streets of Manhattan and working in there. So for everybody that needs access to Manhattan, needs to work in the city and can work in Connecticut, work from home and maybe go to the city once a week, there's a heck of a better solution doing that. So it's just interesting how they came up with the list, and in terms of, Connecticut's very expensive. And so that kind of leads us into where we ended up on another top 5 list. This time, probably not something to be proud of. Adam, the leading provider of property data, AI-powered analytics, and real estate intelligence solutions, they released their property tax analysis across the country. This is well known in the real estate industry, this data source. There's $396.8 billion in property taxes that were levied in 2025 on more than 89.6 million single-family homes. It's up 3.7% from 24. So property taxes going up almost 4% from 24 to 25. The average single-family home, estimated value of just under $500,000, generated $4,427 in taxes. And it's a 3% increase again year over year. For everybody in Connecticut, a $500,000 average home generating $4,000 in taxes. There's a lot of people in Connecticut saying, "I wish my taxes were $4,000 on $500,000. I wish that was me." Nationwide, the effective tax rate for single-family homes was 0.9%, up from 0.8%, 6% in 24. That 0.9% is the highest since 2020, when the national effective tax rate was 1.1. Northeast and Midwest homeowners are the most taxed, so the highest effective tax rates concentrated in those two areas. And here's your top 5 on highest effective tax rates. Illinois, 1.84%. New Jersey, 1.58%. Vermont, 1.4%. And Connecticut at 1.36%. Ohio makes the top 5 there at 1.32%. And then the highest bills, okay, so the combination of high tax rates and home values in the Northeast generates the highest average tax bills. We're number 2 in this list. Jersey, $10,500. Connecticut, $8,900. New Hampshire, $8,100. Massachusetts, $79. And New York, $7,700. New Jersey's average tax bill at $10,500 was nearly 10 times higher than the $1,081 average bill in West Virginia, which had the lowest average property tax for single family homes. So Connecticut at $8,900, coming in double what the nation's average is on property taxes. And, you know, that gives you a good debate. I mean, hey, if you're working from home in Connecticut, you're never leaving your house, maybe you don't have to face some of the issues in Connecticut, which is lack of development, crumbling infrastructure, no new businesses coming into the state, no real job growth. Got a little bit spattering here and there, but everybody kind of hangs on to education. Super debatable to me.
Skelly,
but double the tax bill.
Have you seen a lot of people have to adjust their buying power because of the increase in taxes and the high tax rate in Connecticut?
Some people do. I mean, folks that are kind of shopping at the top of the price range that they qualify for, I have to pretty regularly remind people, hey, look at the tax bill. I mean, even from town to town, it can vary a lot. So I have to educate people, hey, if you're looking in this town that has higher taxes, you might be able to afford less house in that town. So keep an eye on it.
And you can reach out to scheduleloanappointment.com to find out if you are looking in the right town and the right tax rates and purchasing power.
That's a great place to schedule a call.